I'm trying to get into the routine I'm going to be in a week from now, which is you do your treadmill and you do a video in the morning and then you do more videos at night. So this is the first of two videos tonight. And so I did the treadmill. It's a matter of trying to change schedules. So the upload schedule is going to be different going forward from now until the regular season starts. So the news today is the Islanders have realized, hey, we need to make some cap space. So Leo Komarov is on the trade block. I don't know. I like Komarov. I think as a fourth liner he's fine, but I'm not sure which team's going to be taking a fourth liner. The good news for the Islanders is that now that we're into practice and guys are going to be getting hurt, like Gergensons, for instance, there's a possibility that a spot opens up and somebody says, "Hey, we'll make a deal," but the Islanders might have to retain some salary, that kind of thing, due to the cap situation that the rest of the National Hockey League's in. So it's interesting for the Islanders. This is part of the reason why they've got Green and Schneider signed, but they haven't announced they're signed, and it might be part of the reason why Barzal's held up. I'm anticipating a Barzal signing at least over the next couple of days because we're a week away from the season starting, and that's a player the Islanders really sort of kind of need if they want to stay anywhere near the top of that division. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. So Tuukka Rask has come out and talked about what happened when he was in the bubble. And again, there are people who were mad at him, and there was a lot of, he abandoned his team, and I'm sorry. But if I was in that situation and I get a phone call and I get told that my daughter's in rough shape and that there's an ambulance taking her to the hospital, I don't think I could focus on my job either. So Tuukka Rask gets that phone call. The next day he talks to Cam Neely, and they agreed that he needed to go home and take care of his family, which most family men would do. And I know it may be something completely different, but there's a lot of money that I sacrificed at my 9 to 5 job because of kids. There were times where my kids might have been having trouble, and I'd go to my boss and say, "Hey, I'm going home at lunch because I have this thing going on in my family. I need to take care of it. So sorry, but I'm out." And it wasn't a request. It was I'm gone. So I totally get why Tuukka did this. I know it's apples to oranges. I'm just saying I can identify with why somebody would say, right now my family's more important. And there's never been any friction between him and the team. He said they talked over the summer that everything's good between him and his teammates. There wasn't any issues with him coming back into the locker room this year for training. And he wants to finish his career in Boston, and he says whether his career is another year or 2 years or 3 years, however long it is, he wants to finish it in Boston. So I really think that's what's going to happen. I think he'll play out this season. He's a UFA this coming summer, and I think he'll make a decision. I have a feeling that because he is a strong family man, I think he will decide to probably hang him up. But we'll see, right? It's possible he has a great year and he says, "All right, well, I'll sign another extension. I'll stay for another year." But I'm glad Rask is still a member of the Bruins. I'm not surprised. At no point during all of this controversy did I ever once say, "Well, he's out, he's gone from the Bruins," because I knew this was not something you're going to trade a guy over. Calgary. Reason I'm wearing a Josh Levo Flames. It's going to be so weird seeing so many former Canucks as Flames, even though I've done a video on how common that's been over the years. So Levo, this is just a blank. There's no name or number on it. Levo's being tried out on the top lines. He was tried out on the Lindholm line. Now he's being tried out on the Monahan line. Josh Levo can play a decent amount of minutes. I think we saw in Vancouver just how useful he can be. And so I'm excited to see what Levo's able to do for Calgary. I think Flames fans are going to like him. The effort's always there. He seems like a really good guy. And so I think that was a really smart pickup for Calgary. And it is too bad that Vancouver, in the situation they're in, weren't able to find a way to keep him around. So Levo being tried out on both the top lines tells you that Jeff Ward is kind of anxious to see where exactly Levo is going to fit in. And if he gets top 6 minutes, who knows? He might end up being a good fantasy pickup for somebody out there. Nazem Kadri, on the other hand, he was tried out with Jost and Bowers. They didn't have Landeskog out on the ice, so he's with Jost and Bowers. Now, the interesting one here is Bowers. So Bowers, a rookie, if he's going to come in and play good minutes with Colorado, We'll see. Bowers was one that they acquired from Ottawa, of course. And if he's going to get his first shot at a regular shift in the NHL, if he plays with Nazem Kadri as a center, that's not too shabby. The eventual plan would be to have Landeskog on that line with Kadri, which I think could work. But yeah, that's interesting. And of course, Jost, I've kind of given up on the offense ever getting to where one might have expected when he first came into the NHL, but he does have the talent. It's just a matter of that consistency, and if he ended up playing with Kadri, say a week from today, we'll see what happens. Luke Kunin has signed a contract with the Nashville Predators, 2 years, $4.6 million, so that's done. Another restricted free agent comes down off the board, and it's a 2-year deal. They're almost all 1-2-year deals. Just kick that can down the road. Once the NHL starts to get some money back and we start seeing things get better, then these guys are going to get their raises. And long-term extensions are going to be a lot more common than what they've been over this offseason. But yeah, Luke Kunin signs a 2-year extension. We'll see how he does in Nashville. So we talked today already about Zemgus Girgensons being out for the year. It's a 6-month injury, right? So Toby Reeder is expected to fill in that spot for Girgensons. Not a horrible decision. Toby Reeder has shown he's a pretty good penalty killer. He can play a fourth-line role. He's not a goal scorer, but he has really kind of changed his game to be a pretty good bottom six guy. So Reeder expected to fill in for Girgensons. I like that move. I think that move is just fine. And yeah, so we'll see how things go for Buffalo. I really want to see Buffalo have a good season because in the entire time I've reported with this channel, this is 5 years now, they haven't. And I'd like to see them have a good season, especially with how the Bills are doing. Yeah, the Bills and the Sabres were both good the same year, right? That'd be kind of fantastic. Here's to hoping the Bills win this weekend, too. I already did a preview for the National Football League wildcard weekend on the Entertainment Guy channel today, so I dove in and did that. Manitoba has become the latest province to make it official that the Jets are able to play games at home. They're happy. The interesting thing is the only province that remains now that hasn't made it official is Ontario, and we are a week away from the season starting. So BC, Alberta, Quebec, and Manitoba have all said, yep, they can play at home, but Ottawa and Toronto still officially don't have clearance. But as I've said the whole way through, Bill Daly came out and said, yeah, we've got clearance. It just hadn't been officially announced, and Manitoba made it official today. So I guess worst case scenario now would be Toronto and Ottawa start their seasons in one of the other markets, but I don't think that's going to happen. I know the NHL has contingency plans, though, so if something did happen like that, there's a plan in place. The last article of the day here, Zdeno Chara hitting the ice for the Caps, and there were a few articles posted about him hitting the ice for the Caps, and of course that's still going to be weird for people after so many years in Boston. I'm just glad he's still able to play. I'm glad that he's getting a chance to get some more games and move up the all-time games played list. He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. Might as well add some more games to that resume. And I think the Capitals are going to be happy with his leadership on a team that already had pretty good leadership as it was, but it just adds that element to the blue line. I think it's a good move. And again, we'll see how much Chara has left in the tank and what the Capitals are able to do to maximize the return on that investment. And yeah, so for Chara, big year coming up, and he might have 8 opportunities to prove Boston was wrong with the idea that they were going to give him a reduced role. So it'll be very interesting to see how those games go. There you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.